So, I just got done watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This was episode 15 of season 1 entitled Yes Men. Now, the plot is we see Lorelai, who is this criminal of Asgard, and we saw in the stinger of the last episode, she's come to Earth. She has this ability to control men. So she's using this to create an army and try to take over the world. Now, just as the agents are figuring all of this out, Lady Sif from Asgard shows up and she tries to help S.H.I.E.L.D. stop this criminal. Now, what I thought of this episode was, wow, I was pretty impressed. I really, really enjoyed this episode. Now, let me talk about some of the stuff that went on. First, seeing Lorelai completely get rid of that guy that she got, who just got married at the end of that last episode. She quickly gets rid of him, which is so messed up, and now she has this biker gang. Then we cut to Skye waking up, and she seems to be okay. And this really showed how much I missed Skye just being there in the episodes and being involved, because just her talking to Simmons, I was like, wow, I'm glad that Skye is okay. And I also like seeing her relationship with Simmons, that she does appreciate that Simmons at least was one of the people that tried everything to save her. Ward comes in and tells Skye that the person that he blames for all of this is actually Mike Peterson. I thought originally it was going to be Fitz, but no, he says he's going to make Mike Peterson pay. I'll be looking forward to seeing that happen. Also, you see that Fit and Simmons are testing Skye's blood, and they can't figure out how this is possible, but they're blown away by this new drug. And I'm curious to see if anything's going to happen with this. Like, are they going to try to replicate the drug, or is anyone else going to have to use it? Also, we see Lady Sif arrive, and I loved her arrival. When the agents were driving and trying to get towards Lorelai, she just shows up, obviously using the Rainbow Bridge, which was awesome. And the effects even look good too. It looked just on par as it did in the movies. Now, just watching Sif interact with the agents, I really enjoyed. Some of the best parts, like when she sees Coulson, and she kind of freaks out, and she's like, what type of dark magic is this? Because she's heard that Coulson died in the Avengers, and I love that she heard about that, and she quickly addressed that when she saw Coulson. Also, when her and Coulson are trying to use the technology, the computer that's on the plane, she's like, I know how to use this. We've used this technology like years ago. I thought that was funny. And also that scene where she just jumps and lands like a badass, and even the fight scenes that she has later on with their biker gang, I'm like, yes, this is the Sif that I wanted to see in the Thor movies. It's sad that I needed an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode to get Sif being a badass. I also really like that Coulson, when he had a moment, asked her about the aliens, like blue aliens. And this is paying off that reveal at the end of the last episode that I was completely confused on. I'm glad that they said, or at least Coulson thinks it's an alien, and he's trying to figure out what it is, and he doesn't know what it is. So it's like, okay, good. I'm not dumb. And there was a lot more questions arise from that last episode. Then we see Lorelai with her new biker gang, seeing the guy that she had and his wife coming in and freaking out about why he hasn't been answering her and stuff. And it's creepy to see that the people that Lorelai possesses, it's like they're still fully aware of everything. They know who they are. They know the people that they're interacting with, just like they did before. But now they just have a need to follow and serve her. And when she made him kill his own wife, and how easily he did it, it was a quick moment, but I just thought that was a little disturbing to watch. The fight scene at the bar, like I said, was badass. Seeing Sif kick as much ass as she did. I liked the stunt work. Then Lorelai gets Ward, and I thought, oh, shit. And I'm glad that Lorelai addressed that she somehow knew that Ward still had that berserker type Asgardian power still in him. Yeah, they haven't done much with it, but I'm glad they acknowledge that it's still there. Ward even ends up sleeping with Lorelai. Hey, good for him. She was pretty cute. Then we cut to Simmons confronting Coulson. And I really liked this episode because it showed Simmons, possibly for the first time, being a really strong character. Because yes, she respects Coulson, and yes, she's willing to do whatever he orders, but she's desperate to figure out what's in this drug. And I like that she didn't take no for an answer, and she went up to Coulson and said, "Why not? Why can't I further investigate this?" And Coulson just shut her down. Obviously, he has his reasons. Then we come towards the end of the episode where you see that Fitz has been mind controlled by Lorelai, and he traps Sif in that room. And I at first was confused. I was like, "Wait a minute, what's going on?" And then after like 5 seconds, I said, "Oh, he's controlled." Ward and Lorelai have hijacked the plane, and I thought, "Oh, this is convenient for them to just show up on the plane right for the agents." But I guess Lorelai's plan was to take Sif out, steal the plane, and then thus conquer the world. And watching Ward fight Melinda May was awesome. That fight, just, they tore up stuff. They went through the glass. You also see Sif and Lorelai fighting in the room, and they use Sif's badass sword. The fight was okay, but it went by quick. I liked the moment where Sif had her cornered and Lorelai was talking trash to her, got in her head a little bit, because it revealed some interesting backstory on these two. I like that there was history between the two, that there is a bunch of battles and a bunch of other things that we're just not aware of because we didn't see them in the Thor movies. But the fact that Lorelai stole somebody that Sif was in love with and used him to kill all these people, and Sif, I guess, had to put him down. And also watching Sif not kill Lorelai, seeing her restrain herself from doing it because clearly she had to. I also like that mouthpiece that she used. I didn't realize it till when she put it on Lorelai that it's the same, or at least similar mouthpiece that they used on Loki at the end of the Avengers. Nice callback. Something that took me a little by surprise was Lorelai revealed that Ward confided in her and told her who he had feelings for on the plane, and it wasn't Melinda May. Now, I'm not saying I'm surprised that Ward wasn't in love with Melinda May, but I can pretty much tell where they're going now, that he had feelings for Skye. I'm interested to see where that goes because I thought that was going to happen at the beginning of the season, but the whole him hooking up with May came out of nowhere, so I didn't know where that was going. May tries to act like she's not fazed by it, but you can tell when she has the scene with him where she says, "I guess we're done now," that maybe it is hurting her a lot more, and Ward feels bad about it. Also, probably one of the funniest moments in the episode was Fitz forgiving Coulson, because when Fitz was being controlled, Coulson had to knock him out. So when Coulson went there to talk to Skye, and Fitz looked at him and says, "Look, I understand why you had to punch me. I forgive you." I laughed out loud. Now, the last scene of Coulson talking to Skye, I really liked that scene. I liked it not only for Greg Clark's acting, very good, very emotional, and you can tell he had no choice but to be honest with her. But I also liked Skye's reaction to hearing that this was alien. And it's very unclear whether this will have any side effects, because I know Skye said that Coulson's been okay with this in the system, but we still don't know everything that went into what happened to Coulson. Coulson died and came back a completely different way than Skye did, so there's still a lot of questions to be had. I love that Coulson said to her, "Look, we're going to keep this to ourselves, and we're going to try to find the answers to this ourselves, and we're going to go after who was responsible." Now, again, here's a situation where I don't know exactly who he's talking about. He could also be talking about Mike Peterson, or maybe he's even talking about Nick Fury. But speaking of very interested to see where this goes, the stinger of the episode, wow. Melinda May had a little device where she listened to Coulson talking to Skye, and she made a phone call and she said that Coulson knows. So this reveals so much. This reveals that not only did Melinda May know everything about Coulson, but she's been lying, she's been pretending, she's pretty much been undercover watching over Coulson. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised that S.H.I.E.L.D. had somebody undercover in this team to look out for Coulson. But I'm just surprised because Melinda May seemed genuine by wanting to be there for Coulson, but apparently no, she was just checking in on him. The only question I had about this episode, which technically, I mean, it isn't the episode's fault, but where was Thor? I know they're not going to get Chris Hemsworth to show up, but just logically, if he's on Earth now after Thor the Dark World, then how does he not know what's going on with Lorelei and Sif being on Earth? Why did S.H.I.E.L.D. not even try to contact him? And also, Sif mentions that it was Odin that ordered for her to go back and get Lorelei and bring her alive. But we saw at the end of Thor the Dark World that Loki is pretending to be Odin, to be king. So was it really Loki that ordered Sif to do this? And if so, why? Anyways, guys, once again, I really enjoyed this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Again, these last few episodes have really stepped up in the writing, have really been better with the adventures, and I hope the show continues to stay like this because it's the only way the show can stick around. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the episode. Like and subscribe. Later!